you guys? So I'm Tessa with Podternative. Thank you both so much for taking the time today. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Hi, lovely to
you're
meet you.
very, very welcome. I'm fascinated by your cabinet behind you. What are,
Oh,
who are these people inside the box? I can
oh my
see
God.
the.
I've got Marvel, I've got DC, I've got some Wonka ones in here.
Okay. My son he's 20 now and he's never cared anything about what I've done. And he finally told me he's in France. He went, "Oh, Dad, I went into a store and there's a bobblehead of you. I can see now how well you're doing." It's like, thanks, son.
When you're a collectible, that's when you've made it big, apparently.
Apparently.
Well done.
Well, guys, thank you so much for the time. What does it feel like? First question, what does it feel like that people in the US are going to be able to see this on Freevee now?
I'm so excited. I think it's such a fun show. It's like going on a crazy ride. Um, that you have no idea what's going to happen next. So I'm really excited to share it with everyone.
I think you'll get it really well. I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's a very unusual show for the British, certainly for the BBC. You might find it on one of our other channels, like Channel 4, perhaps. But no, this is a really unusual show, and I think the Americans will. I think you'll love it because of its sort of quirky nature, and it doesn't. It takes itself seriously in one way, in that the violence has consequences, but it also there's a lot of humor, a lot of British humor in it too.
Awesome. So when people are flipping through flipping through, I guess I should say streaming because it's not even channels anymore, and trying to figure out what they want to watch, how would you describe this to get them to watch it? Maybe like a sentence or two.
One of the most surprising and witty and violent dramas you'll ever see.
Good one.
Yeah.
So you agree with that then, Daisy?
Yeah.
Awesome.
A roller coaster of television.
Ooh, I like that. They should put that on the poster. That's a good tagline.
Yeah.
Roller coaster of
We're
television.
going to get shorter and shorter in our thing. Explosive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One word. It's going to be
Shocking, visceral, funny, and naughty.
very.
Ooh, I like that. And then for both of you, but Daisy, you can go first. What was it that really made you want to be a part of this? Was it the scripts or what was it?
Loads of things actually, but yeah, reading the first script and just that first scene where they find boat, that two people at a very low ebb find a boatload of drugs with some dead people and have to make the biggest decision of their life. That's a catastrophic and stupid and excellent decision to watch as a to make the show good, but terrible for them. I was hooked. I was like, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, why have they said that? So straight away I was in. I was like, wow. They've entered a world that they were not born to be in, and that's just fun. That's
Yes.
fun to watch, fun to play, and I would watch it. So, and I'm quite picky, and I was like, oh, I'd watch this, you know.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's one of these things, you get a script, I mean, I sort of clench a little bit, like, how could can I do this? I quite like that sort of terror.
Yeah.
And then I met with Jack and Harry, and they talked about it, and I thought this is going to be very, very interesting to do because I've never done anything quite like it or approached anything quite like it. And it proved to be the case. It was a very unique experience, the whole thing.
I love that. Was there something in particular when you were going through the scripts that like you were either very excited to shoot or maybe a little nervous to shoot?
For me, it was the beginning. It was when they make that decision because I've said this, bored people with this loads, but a premise of a show, if you don't get the premise, then nothing else works. It's like Breaking Bad. If you don't believe that the chemist will actually make some meth and go on that journey, then you don't believe anything that happens next. And if you don't believe that these two people are desperate enough to make what is a bonkers decision that leads to terrible consequences, then the show is lost. So that was the bit I was most concerned with getting right, which, with Brilliant Daisy, of course, it was easy.
But that scene was also just so well written, wasn't it? Just
Oh,
it was such a sort of treat, reading that scene and that the process, and then suddenly yeah, let's do this thing. And I believed it. I believed that I didn't know how they would make me believe that, but I believed that they would make that decision, even though I thought it was completely mad. Um,
yeah.
Yeah,
And
what
also
would you do?
we
what would
shot it.
I do? I would run screaming.
Yeah,
I am
I
the
mean, I'd be
I
on
would
the
turn
phone
them
immediately. I found some things on the thing. Can you come and get it, please? I'll
Yeah,
stay.
I haven't stolen one thing in my life, and I'm the biggest wimp in the world. So I would be like,
Yeah. It's terrifying, terrifying idea.
I love that so much. Oh man, this show I watched half of the screeners that we got, and it's killing me that I haven't had time to finish it because it's one of those things where like you start it and you're like, oh my god, I need to keep going. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Were you guys like that reading the scripts? Like, did you need to get to the next page?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, totally. And I was like that with the first, because we got the first two quite early, and then they kind of came in, and I would always be like, "What's going to happen?" So yeah, that was the thing. There aren't many shows where it feels like you really don't know what's going to happen next. But everything that does happen next feels right, but you did not know it was coming. So that's why I think makes it such a good watch.
Yeah.
That once you're on board, you're just like, I have no idea what's going on. So it's really exciting and stimulating and sort of and wild.
So you guys didn't get all the scripts together? You had to.
No, they
oh,
kind of
no.
we got a few, and then they come in. So we didn't know how it was going to end, which is really fun.
Yeah, were you guys like making up your own theories in your heads? Like, what could happen?
I was like, well, God,
Yeah, yeah.
are we gonna die? Am I going to, which we may, by the way. But it was constantly, not having any idea really. It was really exciting.
Yeah, it's something that you want to always be spontaneous, but I forgot how terrifying it is to do that on camera. It's okay on stage because you've got the next night to fix that. But if it's on camera, it's like, well, now you've got to be this person in this scene and this person in that scene.
In the
And as
moment,
you
didn't
see, we meet so many different kinds of people, like the amazing Checky Cario and his character, the Tailor, and Pat, who he's in love with, two very unusual people. And each time you meet a new character, and lovely Craig Fairbrass, who plays Guy, you have to react in a completely different way, and they're written very specifically for that scene. So it was wonderful, spontaneous filming in many ways, but very terrifying as well.
Oh, well, I love it. Like I said, it's coming together. I can't wait. After this interview, I got to finish it. I got time today. So I'm very, very excited to see how it all comes together. But before we wrap, I've got to talk to you, Paterson, real quick about Wonka because how does it feel like how the way the world is reacting to this film?
I'm so happy. It was made with a lot of love, I have to say. Paul King, the director, who I'd worked with on Paddington, but he cut me from the film because there wasn't room. Very kindly said, "Would you play Slugworth?" And I was sort of casual about it because I didn't know the stories. You see, I didn't grow up with those, and I went, "Yeah, sure." And then it sort of literally, it was like a world of imagination opened for me. The more I got into it, I was like, "What?" And Timothy Chalamet is a delight. He's just a little bit older than my own son, and it felt like working with a family member. He's got a great heart, very funny, and he's a proper crafts person. He absolutely crafted, whilst having fun with everybody, crafted that character, and it was beautiful. And Kayla Lane as his Noodle, his friend, is just a beautiful actor and a lovely person. So it was joyful, and the reaction to it is very satisfying when you do something that you all enjoy, and then the audience love it too. It's like, oh, this is lovely. I'm going to wrap myself in this because it's very rare.
Yeah, even though you
and my kids think he's the coolest person in the world.
Ah,
I mean, it's not wrong. Like my kids they're not scared of you. They're like,
I know.
Like,
I don't know how to feel about that. I was like, I'm trying to be scary, but
but they understand. That's only because they finally understand acting. They didn't like a year ago. They'd have thought you were just evil. Okay. Now they're like, oh, your friend. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
You've got celeb status.
Oh.
Yes. And you're a bobblehead. That says a lot.
And right? I'm a bobblehead. More important.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Congratulations on the series. And I'm excited for everyone to see it over here.
Well, I hope you enjoy the second bit of your...
I'm so excited. Right. I was like, I wish I had time to finish it. It was killing me. I'm like, no, here. What's going to happen next? So I'm very excited. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.